Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the One Meal Channel. And if you are new here, then welcome. On this channel we make a massive pile of food 5 days a week, and people from around the world tune in to watch me make it. And longtime viewers of the channel agree that enjoying this meal with a meal of your own or a beverage is the best way to absorb this content. So without further ado, let's get into the video and enjoy it with one another. Hello! Did I say my name is Nathan? I don't know. New people, it's important to put a name to hands or whatever, because you'll never see my face. No one has. And it will stay that way for the eternity of this channel. Usually we make chicken and rice and throw in some egg, and we just put it in a big pile and bowl and weigh it at the end and call it good. But today we're doing something very different. We're doing something very unique. We're going to be making some curry. I've never made curry ever before in my life, but we're going to do it crock-pot style. I got a little bit of reference here on my phone, my herbs and spices out here. We got our coconut milk. And so, hey, I think the people that recommended or suggested that I make curry have made curry in their own way. So give me some leeway. Be nice to me. I've never made it before. Who knows how it's going to turn out, but I'm going to be putting in my best effort. We're going to use the coconut milk. We're going to have freshly grated ginger and some actual fresh garlic rather than the powdered stuff that we have. And if you're nice to me, I might make it in the future more specific to how maybe you have made it for yourself. So let's just get on with it. You have seen me cut onions before, and you know how I do it, and you know I do it very poorly. Today, we're going to try to do onions the way that everybody else does it, which is they do the 3 slices. They slice right here in the middle, like this, right? They usually keep the stem, or like the root, in one piece as well, but I forgot to do that. I got a little ahead of myself. And then they do this, and they go. Do it something like that, right? And then, I don't know, this end piece I didn't cut up very well. I got to keep safety first. You know what? That's not bad, right? That's not bad for my first attempt of really cutting up onion in a super fine format, huh? What do you think? What do you think? They're not perfect, perfect. But this is enough to caramelize, don't you think? We'll put this into a little tiny pieces here. It also doesn't help that I'm using an extremely thin knife. This is not the right knife for it. But the right knife to use, like one of those thicker, actual traditional kitchen knives, is not sharp, and I have not invested in a sharpener yet. You would think that I would. Get me to 1,000 subscribers. Get me to 1,000 subscribers. Like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Suggest the algorithm. Make suggestions for the algorithm, and we'll get to there. And I will invest in an actual knife sharpener, or I'm just going to get another knife. So let's go here. Do our nice little thin slices. If I do this more often in the future, I will only get better, right? Do this 160 plus episodes. And I haven't done the knife technique in the future. I gotta get my thumb back, otherwise my thumb's gonna go away. We'll go here and we cut these end pieces. See, not bad. Not bad at all, right? Now, if this onion wasn't just so massive and big, I would have just used the bopper. But we're gonna do that for the garlic instead. So since it's a crock pot meal, these videos are typically shorter. They also take a little bit more time for me to put together. So be patient. We already have our chicken in here. We're gonna put our onions over the top of the chicken. I'm gonna try to stick with the recipe, but we have a 2-day break coming up. So I got enough chicken in order to last me for the next 2 days. Because despite there not being videos coming out, I do need to eat those days, and I would prefer to not be tempted and like picking up some food to go. We'll stick with our 1 meal a day commitment. So I'm also never work with fresh garlic either, so I could use some tips, or at least you guys can just watch and laugh as someone who's never worked with garlic before. Goofs around. That's kind of what this channel is all about, isn't it? Trying things for the first time, listening to me ramble nonstop. And it's just kind of a vibe, right? I had some of you comment, they say, yeah, we're here for the vibes. The vibes are incessant rambling and cooking mistakes. And as long as the food turns out cooked, Not undercooked, not overcooked. Everyone seems to be happy. I was thinking about it. You know, I did work. My first ever job was in a kitchen, essentially. Well, actually, my first ever job was behind the ticket counter of kind of a place that was like Chuck E. Cheese, like one of those little family fun center things. It wasn't a Chuck E. Cheese, but it was something similar, something like that. And I hated it. It was awful. And I really wanted to be in the kitchen doing something fun. And ever since then, you know, just, you know, the structure of a kitchen. They meal prep everything the day before. And then, yeah, they meal prep everything the day before. And then when people come in to order food, you put it all together pretty quickly and you're able to make it for a mass quantity of people. And all of the food that I've made for myself since working in that environment, I worked at a Denny's as well after that when I was going to school. All of the food that I make for myself kind of follows that same formula, that if I can't meal prep it the day before, then I, you know, or put it together like that, I basically don't eat it. There aren't a whole lot of meals that I make for myself or others that's just like a one-off, right? It's all food that you can have leftovers. You could make it the day before and then prepare it the day before and then put it together the day after. With the exception of like steak, I don't make a whole lot day of. The only exceptions for that would be holidays. We have the whole family together and it's like a nice little experience where everybody gets to contribute to something. I get to make my mashed potatoes and Noah gets to make the turkey and everybody else gets to bring something to the table as well, some stuffing and everything else that they like. It is a nice, fun experience. So unless the whole family is here, it's just not really like a hobby for me to cook. It's more like a job. And if it's a job that I'm not getting paid for, then I'm going to go through it kind of as quickly as possible. However, it's been a nice change, like I said, about a half year ago, putting this kind of performance on for all of you in front of quite a large group of people. It is for me. It's the largest YouTube channel I've ever had. So it is less like a job because I don't have people acting like my boss in the comment section. And even if I do, I have plenty of people that are also just here for the vibe. So I am struggling. I am thoroughly struggling. Can you tell I'm trying to talk, to cover up the fact that I don't know what I'm doing with this garlic? My hands smell gross. Right? I'm never going to get this smell out of my hands. I'm doing the thing where you crush it, but this is just not peeling. How do you do stuff like this? I've seen videos where, I mean, we're going to put this in the bopper to make it all nice and small. But I've seen people like put it in the bopper and then just take the shells off, all the skin, I guess, off right afterwards. I tried that kind of in preparation for this video and it did not turn out very well for me. So I'm trying out a couple of different strategies. The crush strategy doesn't seem to be working. Cutting it on one end works a little bit better. Let's see here, kind of. I'm basically like peeling off part of the meat in an attempt to get the skin off itself. Oh gosh, this is going to be like half the video is just me working through this garlic. So yeah, let's see, it's Tuesday today. It's the second day of my new job. First day was brutal. It was just, you know, how it goes, all orientation, meeting everybody, getting a whole bunch of information about what the company does and how they operate. And it's funny enough, I said that I was gonna quit one job so that I could work the other, and I did decide to get a second job. So I'm back to working two jobs, but they're both remote. One of them is, so no in-person job with weird hours that I have to go to. I'm wrapping that in-person job up in a couple of days, and then I'm starting up the other remote job as well. So I'll need to be traveling a little bit more for that. I'm going to see if I can work ahead on my videos so that there are no delays and we can kind of keep our schedule so we're not doing changes after changes after changes. But I will need to do some travel. I need to meet with some people. I need to talk with them, kind of learn what they're trying to accomplish. If you're new here, I work in sales, so there might be, you know, more travel in the future if I get some large clients. But I'm not thinking that far ahead right now. I'm more thinking about how can I get my immediate job responsibilities completed, keep making these videos, keep making good food for myself, and then, you know, inevitably just move forward and hopefully have some continued success. And if it doesn't go that way, then no bother. We'll just adjust as we usually do. So perfect. We're almost done here with the garlic. Everything left is just kind of small stuff. I'm not going to be too concerned if we don't get this peeled. I think we'll get these 3 taken care of, and then we'll put the rest away. And this should be enough garlic to suffice. And then we're going to grate some ginger as well, some ginger, or whatever they say in Japan. Funny story. As most of you know, I went to Japan a few months ago. I filmed myself out there, did a couple of reviews of the fast food and also just what I ate, what was available at the local convenience store. I had plenty of food, okay, actually out at great restaurants. I was eating at restaurants like 2 or 3 times a day. The portions there are usually much smaller, so you can eat 5 times a day and feel less full than I do after eating one of my meals. But just out of like respect, I've been seeing a lot of negative things about Americans going over there. Well, just tourists in general, but I'm American, so just Americans going over there who are streamers or people that are just not considerate of others, and they're filming in public places, and there's a big like privacy culture out there. And so I just decided not to film in public at all while I was out there. So I was a little disappointed. I would have loved to share some of the amazing food that was out there. I know I'm not uploading or posting consistently on Instagram, but there are a few Instagram photos that I took of the food that's there. Absolutely incredible stuff. But the videos that I had in Japan were mostly just of, you know, what I had at the end of the night, or maybe a couple of fast food things that I brought home and comparing them with America. Anyway, the funny story is that while you're out there, I really like ginger highball, and I think it's like soju and like some sort of kind of like ginger beer kind of drink. And there would be signs on the wall that would say like ginger highball, get ginger highball, and it'd be in English as well. And people would be ordering, and they'd say ginger highball, ginger highball. And so when I went this would happen at every single place that I went to. They ask, hey, what do you want to drink? And you say, can I have a ginger highball? And they look at you, they go, huh? And I go, ginger highball? And they go, I don't understand. What do you mean ginger highball? And you say it one more time, and they go, oh, ginger highball, hi. And that's just how it would go. You just have to say it 3 times, and then something about like the accent or the way you speak as an American, they wouldn't get it. So I got really embarrassed. The customer service out there is absolutely fantastic. I mean, they're just excellent showmen, excellent servers. It was fantastic experience. But it was just so, it was so difficult. You try to be so polite and not step on any toes. And well, you just kind of, as an American, if your accent is a little bit different, it can be a little difficult for them to understand you. So I just thought that was so funny. You'd think you'd say the exact same thing that other people were saying. They'd have no idea what you were talking about. Let's get our ginger taken care of. Speaking of, let's get that ginger taken care of. I think I have a grater in here. When was the last time that I used a grater? Gosh, I can't remember. Let's take a look. Over here. That looks good. That looks about right. Okay, another big mistake. Are you supposed to like peel this ginger first? You have to, right? You have to like peel the ginger. You can't just grate like the skin and things on that, right? You have to peel it, I think. Gosh. Yeah, that's gotta be it. You gotta peel this stuff off. There's no way that you're gonna grate this stuff in. Let me just take the end pieces off here. Let's see what we can do. This smells awesome. This I would have no problem being all over my fingers, but the garlic not so much. I'll take this off. It's thick skin. It's very, very thick. And I have no idea how much I'm going to use. You know, my mom, she is Italian, and when her mom would come over, her mom would insist on cooking all the time, and I really love the Italian food, so we were not complaining. But her food was so good, we'd ask, oh, how do you do it? What's the recipe? Could you share this with us? Like, what are the ingredients? And she'd tell us all of the ingredients that you'd need, and we'd go, okay, well, how much? How much of the ingredients? And she would say, oh, sweetie, as much as you need. as much as you need. And it would be like baking. She'd be like baking things for us, and she'd say just as much as you need. She just did everything like by eye and by feel. That's what we're going to do today. Now, it's a little bit easier because from what I understand, curry is supposed to be pretty high in spices and seasonings. So I just got, I think, just a whole, what do you call it? A clove is a single piece of garlic, right? But like a bundle, one bundle of garlic, what is it called? I don't know. So just a whole little bundle of garlic, a whole little ball. And I don't know. I think probably this amount of ginger that I have here is probably good enough. It'd be nice if they got you like little tongs that you could use. Because this is slippery. Perfect. I think this will be good. Yeah, it smells amazing. Ouch. Got a little bit of skin in there as well. I'm going to grate my fingernails off. Ugh. This is my call to go back to the gym. My goodness. All right, the next time that I lose my grip, that's it. That means it's enough ginger. Yeah, that's probably about all I can do consistently. Digging my fingernails into that, and we'll take our fingers into the corner. Put it the opposite direction so we don't grate our skin clean off. Oh, that smells amazing. That smells absolutely amazing. All right, well, thanks for being patient with me there. Oh, look at that. I did. I drew blood. That's not good. That is not good at all. That's the first time you've seen me draw blood on this channel. It wasn't even from my poor knife skills. It's from the grater of all things. All right, let's see how good my blood clotting ability is. It's a really small cut. It's not a big deal. All right, good. Well, we're already kind of in the final stages of this. I mean, that's the benefit of crock-pot meals, is you kind of just throw everything in, let it cook, and then I'm going to just shred all of the chicken that's in there. So I put one extra chicken breast in compared to what the recipe said. And the recipe said not to use all of the coconut milk. So I think I will use all of the coconut milk. And I look at this, and this is not what I expected. What? I expected some actual milk. I thought I was going to be pouring this in here, and it was going to be like dripping all about and things like that. What's going on? That's crazy. What? That's not how it's supposed to be. This isn't coconut milk. This is like What's the expiration date on this? Good God. Is this how the heck it's supposed to be? What? This is not coconut milk. This is like coconut jam. What? Now look, I don't cook with coconut milk, but I'm pretty sure that when you open this, it's supposed to be... Oh! All right, there we go. Yeah, that's more of what I expected. All right, good. So there is coconut milk in here. There is coconut milk in here. See, that's more of what I expected here. We have organic coconut milk. See, it just needs to be stirred up. And my floor needs to be cleaned. See, it passed the upside down test. You know at Dairy Queen how they'll serve your Blizzard upside down to show that it's nice and frozen, and then if it falls down, you get a free one. I turned this upside down, and it just all of this stuff had kind of congealed to the top, and the really liquid part had separated. That's what I expected everything to be. I thought everything was going to come out like that. Good God. Good God. Well, that's how you know it's organic, because there'll actually be separation. Not bad. Not bad if I do say so. But I did just make an absolute mess. And I'm not gonna make you watch me clean that up. So let me get that out. As things heat up, that will all combine with one another and stir together quite well. I'll come back out and film when I'm stirring that together. Let's see, do I get any on my pants? That's embarrassing if I got some on my pants. No, I think I'm good. I think I'm absolutely good. Well, gosh darn. That's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous. That's what I get for not taking out the, ugh, looks like someone had an accident. Anyway, so curry powder. The recipe said 3 tablespoons. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna do this. And if we need more, we'll add more. Some crushed red pepper, or some chili flakes, I think is what was asked. Red pepper or chili flakes are not too dissimilar from one another. Use what you want. Again, remember, if you're nice to me, I'll do this again. And then a little bit of salt. So this is garlic salt. I don't have regular salt. I usually put garlic salt on all my eggs and all the other food I have. So we're just gonna do a quick little dusting of garlic salt. And that's it. That's basically everything that we have going on right now. I'm not even gonna bother soaking everything into itself. I'm just gonna let everything heat up for a while. I'll check back in on it in an hour, probably stir things up a little bit. And then this is gonna go for about 4 to 6 hours. I'm gonna clean up the mess that I made. And yeah, I'll give you an update here in a little bit. So thanks for sticking around. All right, I just got off of a work call. Look at that. Looks awesome, doesn't it? Yeah, all the curry powder and other seasonings you put in has mixed in with the coconut. I think this is good. I think this is good. Because we're gonna shred this chicken. We're just gonna let these chicken breasts cook in here for a few more hours. All I wanna do is it smells good as well. I think we might need to add a little bit more curry powder. But frankly, it might also just be fine exactly the way that it is. So I just wanna get all of this onion here inside our sauce, let's say. I'm gonna scrape the outside edges as well. So I'm gonna get this off of the chicken, get it into the sauce. Good color, really good smell. I can smell it from my room. The garlic is really important for this, and the ginger is really important to this. I'm glad I didn't skimp on that. It's not enough just to put the coconut milk and the onions together and like a little bit of salt and curry powder. Now you really do need that garlic and that ginger. So maybe you could get away with getting like a powdered version, maybe some ginger crystals that could dissolve in here. This is nice. This is nice. So this has only been going for about an hour, and already it looks like this. I'm not too concerned about the coconut milk looking the way that it did. Maybe it'll, thicken up and harden again when everything cools down and I have it sitting in the fridge. But anyway, that's my update. I think the next time that you see me, I really will just be shredding everything. I'm gonna come and check on this basically every hour, wait for everything to get cooked up, and then yeah, we're gonna shred this thing together. Yeah, this turned out great. This turned out really good. I think it's gonna be a good amount of chicken. The temperature is still really hot right now. So this is going to be a little bit more watery than it is thick. But as this cools down in the rice, it's going to be fantastic. Yeah, and this is perfect. About 4 hours on high was perfect. It's about everything that this needed. And I like big chunks of chicken in my food. I don't really want it shredded. Some pieces, sure. Yeah, let's. Yeah, I cut one of the pieces in half off camera just to make sure that it was cooked all the way through. This is the biggest piece that I had. I cut it right down the middle. As you can see, no pink. And we're going to continue to leave this in here a little bit longer while we get the rice done. So if there does happen to be any more cooking that needs to take place, it'll happen. Plus, it'll just give all of this curry a chance to soak into the chicken. All right, and this is our last piece, our smallest piece. Look at that. Yeah, and we will shred this piece quite nicely. Ooh, gosh, that looks good. Wow. The onion is caramelized nicely as well. Let's get these slightly bigger pieces, slightly smaller. Yeah, these bigger chunks, no arguments from me, no complaints. Look at that. Oh, this is perfect. And I gave it a little taste test. It's going to be just fine. We don't need any more curry. We don't need any more pepper. This is going to be just fine for me. So let's put the lid back on. Yep, make sure that's on low. Let's get our rice taken care of. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment of truth. We're going to use a small bowl today because we actually want to enjoy this. You know. Matter of fact, this little spoonful that I have right now, that's all we're going to start out with. Just going to leave it like that. You know I'll be coming back for seconds. Thank you to everybody that suggested that I go down this route and make myself some curry. This is the first time I've ever made curry for myself. We were able to do it in a fashion that's conducive to my lifestyle. So, let's get some nice chicken. Like this. Another spoonful. Sauce, super easy. Incredibly simple. You know, I like chicken. Look at that. Look at that. Isn't that fantastic? Okay. Let's mix this in together with everything. I'm looking forward to this. Maybe not eating it for the next 2 days, but I'm definitely looking forward to this. Now, if I really wanted to, I could probably just dump all of the rice into the crock pot, but something tells me that would be taking it too far. Okay. A piece of rice, excuse me, a piece of chicken, bit of rice. Very hot, and I mean temperature-wise. Temperature-wise, very hot. I'm gonna let that cool down a bit before I eat too much more of this. But that is good. That is really good. And this is a quick recap. I mean, this is just chicken and onion. I can't even see the onion in here. 300 milliliters of coconut milk. Some chili peppers, some curry powder, and a little bit of salt. That has put this little bit of curry together. This is quite nice. This is quite nice. I'm going to take smaller bites since this is so temperature-wise hot. And you can see here, not sure how this is picking everything up. I don't film in 4K. This is quite nice. Excellent. Well, with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a 2-day break. I'm going to enjoy this over the next couple of days, and we're going to get back to our routine here for a while. So I appreciate all of you tuning in and watching this week. We will reconnect very shortly. All right, I appreciate you. Thank you. Goodbye.